The Orleans Parish DA sounded an alarm about the broken ankle monitoring system at juvenile court last fall. This after a French Quarter tour guide was gunned down by a teen wearing an unmonitored bracelet. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Whitney Miller. Sources tell our Katie Moore the system is still a mess. But last month, the NOPD pushed for accountability from a different source, the parents. In her latest investigation, Katie discovered police recently arrested a mom on a charge of failing to supervise her teenage son after he was involved in beating up two tourists in the French Quarter.
Joe Kelly is a lawyer from Philadelphia, but he knows his way around New Orleans. He graduated from Tulane. Last September, he and his son flew down to watch the Philadelphia Eagles play the Saints. The Saturday night before the game.
Dinner time, everyone's walking around. There were a lot of people. It was your typical Saturday night.
They were staying at a friend's apartment in the French Quarter and walked to go have dinner in the warehouse district. On their way back, something happened.
Young guy who was ultimately charged attacked my son from behind by pushing.
His son Leo managed to keep his footing, and Joe and a bystander encouraged him to run away.
The kids just started, descended upon me, pushed me, and then one kid just started punching me in the face, and I was knocked unconscious for a while, and I don't even remember how long I was out cold.
Kelly says they continued to beat him while he was unconscious as his son looked on.
He just had to stand there and watch his dad getting beaten to a bloody pulp.
It left him with a severe concussion and without a front tooth. While graphic, police took this photo of Joe. He shared it with us after it was entered into court records.
Did anything happen between you and the group of kids?
No, nothing at all. I mean, there was no exchange of words. No one asked me to give them anything. It wasn't a mugging. All the other kids were laughing and, ridiculing, like, what are you going to do now? Where are you going to go?
Witnesses told police that the instigator actually hung around this area near where it happened for a while. That is until police figured out he was involved. And then he took off down Canal Street. The teen ran all the way here to the 500 block of Canal, and that's when police tased him to get him into custody. They quickly realized he was wearing an ankle monitor.
Police records show Hall was accused of punching a 60-year-old tourist in the face last May, knocking him out in almost the same location at Canal in North Peters. It left the man hospitalized with a severe head injury. That's why the teen was on the monitor. It was a condition of his bond. He was supposed to stay out of the French Quarter, especially at night. But then again, there's a city curfew, so no kids are allowed in the quarter after 8 p.m. ever. Bob Sims co-founded the French Quarter Management District. He lives in the quarter.
What does it look like down here any night of the week after 8?
It's very busy, of course. You'll see lots of street performers out here, lots of young kids running around. At 8 o'clock, NOPD enforces the no street performers law.
But Sims says when police leave, sometimes the kids come back. Curfew enforcement presents a real challenge for police. In the case of the beatings, they tried something different. Last February, police arrested the teen's mother, 42-year-old Chantel Hall, on one felony count of improper supervision of a minor by a parent or legal guardian. The arrest affidavit reads, quote, "The suspect, when left unsupervised by a legal guardian or parent, was a continual danger to the general public." It goes on to say, quote, "Detectives noted both incidents occurred after the curfew hours for the French Quarter area of 8 p.m., indicating Mr. Hall has been allowed by his parent legal guardian to habitually break curfew."
Some people might say that it's difficult to control children, older teenagers, and parents shouldn't be strictly liable for the offenses committed by their children. And in this case, that's not what the NOPD is alleging in arresting this parent. She's being arrested for her own negligence.
Cialino says the law has been on the books for decades, but it's rarely used in Louisiana. However, parents have been prosecuted in other high-profile cases around the country, like the manslaughter charges against the parents of a 14-year-old who killed 4 people in a school shooting in Georgia.
It seems like the prosecutors' decisions to to use these statutes are almost a lightning strike. Only when there's a very high-profile crime that's been committed by a juvenile do we see these sorts of statutes being used by police.
And it's not so much the hardened criminals, it's this unprovoked attack you might get, you know, from a juvenile, or more likely from somebody with severe mental illness or on drugs or having a bad day.
Meanwhile, as Chantel Hall's case plays out in court, Joe Kelly will be waiting to hear what happens with sentencing in his case. The teen was found delinquent by a juvenile court judge for his role in the beating. Katie Moore, WWL Louisiana.
We reached out to the DA's office for an interview, but no one was made available. The judge ordered the teen to be held in custody until he's sentenced April 28th.